Good morning, students. So last class we can be discuss about the taxonomy. Under that one we can be discuss about the hierarchy level of the classification. So now we can be discuss about the kingdom Plantae and also kingdom Monera, Protista and fungi along with Plantae and Animalia. So in this session it can be discussed. So first of all, introduction. So here kingdom Monera, kingdom Protista, kingdom fungi, Plantae, Animalia, and lastly we can be discuss about the classification in Plantae. First one is kingdom Monera. So these are the primitive group in the living organisms. So those are the eukaryotic and prokaryotic. Already know that, but this kingdom Monera should be belongs to the prokaryotic cells. So kingdom Monera means they do not have any definite nucleus. So here you cannot be observed any defined nucleus or organelles. They do not show any multicellular body designs. This some of organisms belong to this group have a cell wall. So they consist of the cell wall, but they do not have any true cell envelope can be seen. The organisms belong to this group are either autotrophs which are produce their own food, or maybe some are the heterotrophs which can be consumed the food for the other organism. Maybe they will become a autotrophs or they will become a heterotrophs also. So what are the examples? So example of this group we can be called as the Mycoplasma, Cyanobacteria, Bacteria and blue-green algae. We can give rise to the some of the example of the prokaryotic organisms like bacteria, blue-green algae or cyanobacteria, or you can be called as the Mycoplasma. So next or second class we can be called as the kingdom Protista. So these are the microscopic organism, or you can be called as the microorganisms. So they are the group include many kinds of the unicellular eukaryotic organism. So eukaryotic means so they have the nucleus, but they are the simple or maybe unicellular. You can be able to that one. So for locomotive structure, they can be used for the appendages such as air-like cilia or whip-like flagella for the movement. So they can be used for air-like cilia or whip-like flagella for their movement. So what are the examples given to the Protista means all protozoans, diatoms, algae and unicellular organism like a diatoms, protozoan, they can be given to that one. So they may be either it should be autotrophic or it should be the heterotrophic also. So related to that one, we have one question here. A group of freely interbreeding organisms constitute a species, genera, family, class. So the correct answer is species. Is it? Next, second question. In Whittaker's classification, unicellular organisms are grouped under. So in Whittaker classification means it can be seen in the fungi, porifera, protista, protozoa. So which is the correct answer? In Whittaker classification you can see in the protista. Next one is fungi or fungus, it can be called that one. So in this group of organisms are heterotrophic eukaryotic organisms. So this is the next kingdom fungi, you can be called that one. It is the heterotrophic eukaryotic organism. They have the true nucleus. So some of these organisms belong to this group is they rely on the dead and decaying material as a food. Yes, we can be called as the saprophytes. So they can be eat the food for the other organism. Yes, we can be called as the saprophytes. Along with the name we can be called as the fungus. Also, example you can be due to that one. So maybe in bread or mold they have to some fungal infection is there. So that should be can be belong to this group. So these are all we can be called as the parasites. So fungal group which can be called as the parasite. They require the living protoplasm for the host organism for the food. Hence, it can be called as the parasite. So they cannot be live in the only for the living organism. They can be live in the host of the organism. Yes, we can be called as the parasite. This organism can become multicellular organism at specific stage at their lives. They can be change their life when they enter the body of any other organism. The cell wall of these organisms are made up of the tough complex sugar. We can be called as the chitin. So for example, if you observe the fungus, we can give the example means yeast and mushrooms. So these are the fungal groups. So some are the belong to the mutual dependent relationship, that is we can be called as the symbiotic relationship. For example, alga and blue-green algae. So blue-green algae and mushroom, they will be called as the symbiotic relationship. They mutually depend upon, because they will be depend upon to one to each other, hence we can be called as a symbiotic relationship. The mode of nutrition in fungi. So what is the mode of nutrition we can be seen in the fungi means saprophytic or parasitic, autotrophic, last option is heterotrophic. The correct answer is either it should be saprophytic or parasitic. So next kingdom we can be called as a large kingdom, we can be seen to that is kingdom Plantae. So these are the multicellular eukaryotic with a true cell wall we can be observed. They are to the trap the chlorophyll for the photosynthesis. They will be included in this group. Almost all plants we can be called as the kingdom Plantae. So next one is Animalia. So Animalia means we can be observed to the various type of the animals that should be belong to the kingdom Animalia. These organisms should be eukaryotics and multicellular organism without cell wall, and they are so almost 90% they are to the heterotrophic organisms. So under that one, first it will be detailed about study about the kingdom Plantae. So in kingdom Plantae, first we can be called as the lower form of the plants, that is we can be called as the Thallophytes. The first level of the classification among plants on which whether the plant body is well differentiated and distinct parts. So in plants also we can be classified between the based on their distinct part, whether they will consist of the root, stem or leaves, or they cannot be differentiated with any xylem and phloem we can be seen. So the next level of the classification is based on the differentiated plant body. They have the any special type of the tissue they have. For example, you have the transportation of water or food substances. So almost you can be seen in the monocot and dicot plants. So that is you can be called as the this special type of the tissue you can be observed to that one. Further classification, look at the ability to bear seeds. So if you observe any plants, some plants should be bear the seeds. So some seeds are enclosed within the fruits. That should be also can be based on the classification of these plants. So according to that one, we can be based on the first one is Thallophytes. So Thallophytes means if you observe the stagnant of the water. So where we observe some type of the algae, so that is we can be called as a Thallophyte. So these organisms belong to this group, do not have a well differentiated body design. It means they do not contain any root, stem and leaves. They are the lower form of the organisms. These organisms have a naked embryo called spores. So you can be observe the naked embryos, that is we can be called as the spores. So for example, in this group we can be called as the algae, Spirogyra, Cladophora and Chara. So these are the some example of the algal group: Spirogyra, Ulothrix, Cladophora and Chara. So next second one we can be called as the Bryophytes. These organisms are belong to this group are called amphibians of the plant kingdom. Amphibians means They lie on the both land and water, hence it can be called as the amphibians of the plant kingdom. This plant body is commonly differentiated into form of stem and leaf like a structure. But they do not have any root, they have the stem and leaf like structures only it can be seen. So what are the example of the bryophytes? But they do not have any specialized tissue for the conduction of water and other substances. Here the plant heart cannot have any xylem and phloem. Yes, it is also one of the lower form of the plants it can be seen. So the example means mosses. It can be called as the moss or Martinsia, which should be belong to this group. So next third one it can be called as the pteridophytes. So pteridophytes are, they are not a true plants or not a lower true plants. It should be differentiated into root, stem and base. They have the special tissue for the conduction of water and other substances of the part of the plant body to another. So here the plant should be have to the differentiated root, stem and base, but they are also to the lower form of the plants because there will be spores. They will be produced from the spores. Hence it can be discussed about it should be not a true plant. So some examples should be can be due to the Marstelia, ferns and also arctics. They can be due to the example of these pteridophytes. So based on the reproductive organs, we can be classified into the plants cryptogams. So cryptogams means those with the hidden organs, that is it can be called as the cryptogams. So for example, cryptogams means lower form of the plants like thallophyte, bryophyte and pteridophyte. These three groups we can be called as the cryptogams because the reproductive organs are the hidden, hence we can be called as the cryptogams. So phanerogams means they will differentiate reproductive parts that are ultimately make seeds. Those are the seed bearing plants. That is it can be called as the phanerogams. So maybe examples should be due to the gymnosperms and the angiosperms. Seeds are the result of the sexual reproductive process. They consist of the embryo along with the oocyte. When they are forming seedling, at that stage the embryo should be stored the food which assists for the initial growth of the embryo during germination. So phanerogams means we can be seeing the ultimately naked seeds, that is it can be called as the phanerogams. Almost all plants. Angiosperms means flowering plants. Those are the beginning of flower, that is it can be called as the flowering plants, and also cones and pinus is an example of the gymnosperms. This group further classified into based on whether the seeds are naked or enclosed into the fruits, that is it can be two groups, that is it can be called as the gymnosperms and angiosperms. So these are the example of the gymnosperms. So this is the example of the angiosperms. So gymno means naked, sperma means seeds. The term derived from the two Greek words, gymna means naked, sperma means seed. It should be called as the naked seeds plants. So the example should be due to the pinus and deodar. Almost these plants are bear naked seed. They are usually perennial, evergreen and also woody. The example should be due to the pinus and deodar. So next one is angiosperms. So they are largely you can be seen in the plants. The word angio means covered. Sperma means seed. Covering seeds we can be called as the angiosperms. Otherwise we can be called as the flowering plants. Those are the flowering plants. That is we can be called as the angiosperms. So look at the diagram here. We have the sepals, receptacles, ovules and ovary. The seeds develop inside a ovary which modified become a fruit. After seeding they can become a seed. Seed is to become a fruit also. So what are the characteristics of these angiosperms? We already know that they have the monopod and also dipod plants. Plants embryo seeds have a structure called cotyledons. So the seeds which have can be equally two parts, that is it can be called as the dipod. So those are the single cotyledons, it can be called as the monopods. Cotyledons are the seeds leaves because in many instances emerge and become a green when they are germinate. So whether they have the pattern of the leaves also we can decide whether it will be the monocot and dicot. So for example, here given to the bean seed, they will be cut into two parts. So either it is the dicot. The angiosperms are divided into two groups. One is presence of the seed. Monocot is the example of the corn seed. Bean seed is the example of the dicot seeds. So related to that one, we have the first question. Lack of well differentiated body design is the feature of the division. Bryophyta, gymnosperms, Calophyta, Pteridophyta. So lack of well differentiated body can be seen in the bryophytes. So next question. Which of the following does not belong to the division of Calophyta? So first, Spirogyra, Markensia, Cladophora, Eulothrix. The correct answer is Calophyta is Markensia.
Of classification, people try to classify the living things into groups since ancient times. The Greek thinker Aristotle classified the living things based on their habitat, that is, organisms those who live on land, in air and in water. This is not the appropriate way to classify the organisms, because so many organisms share same habitat. Definition. Based on the different characteristics among the organisms, we keep them into different kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. This grouping is called classification. The characteristics are the particular function of an organism. These characteristics should be interrelated with cell structure, unicellular or multicellular, autotrophic or heterotrophic, level of organization. Cell structure. The nucleus may or may not be organized in the cell. On this basis, we classify into two categories. Prokaryotes. The nucleus is not bounded by nuclear membrane and DNA freely suspended in the cytoplasm of the cell. Eukaryotes. The nucleus is bounded by the nuclear membrane and DNA found inside the nucleus. Number of cells. The organisms made by single cell and perform all the functions are called unicellular organism. The organism made by two or more cells to perform particular functions are called multicellular organisms. Mode of nutrition. The organisms who prepare their own food with the help of sunlight, water, chlorophyll, and carbon dioxide are called autotrophs. The organisms which depend on other organisms for their food and shelter are called heterotrophs. Level of organization. In multicellular organisms, the particular functions are done by particular organs. Definition. Diversity is the variety of different living forms in and around the environment. The diversity ranges from smallest microorganisms to 100-meter long redwood tree. We shall classify the diversity of an organism based on the height. It depends on the similarities and dissimilarities in its characteristics and shapes. In order to group and study the variety of organisms, we need to know the characters and functions No. Then, will we be able to identify a Jersey cow in a herd of cows? Yes, easily it can be identified. The Indian breed has hump and flap of skin beneath the neck, which are absent in Jersey breed. Does all the Indian cows look like each other? No. Because all Indian cows differ from each other in color and size. Difference is the basic key to identify the diversity of organisms.